Okay, we are live. What is up, everybody? I got On the Warpath on here. So today we are going to be basically doing a preview stream, obviously, of the Rams Washington football team game, and then also give you guys updates on the injuries. And most importantly, at the end, we're going to go ahead and do which quarterback we think is going to be the quarterback of the future, some possible options, draft, free agency, and other options. And I think that's going to be pretty interesting. So also, if you guys are in here, make sure you guys check out On the Warpath YouTube channel. There it is. Go ahead and check him out. Great Washington football YouTuber. Okay. Any words
Appreciate
on
it,
the
Pedro.
Warpath?
I appreciate us always, Pedro. It's an interesting time, but it seems like it's more of the same here in the nation's capital. As we love quarterback controversies, don't we? No matter if it was right or wrong to bench Dwayne. Right now, that's in the past. You got to focus on the Rams, and I'm a Kyle Allen fan right now, and I hope that he succeeds going forward. So it's gonna be interesting, though, buddy. I appreciate you having me on here.
Yep, no problem. Thank you, Scotty. Yep, I'm good. Hope you're good too, and thanks for the birthday wish. Um, so real quick, we'll talk about the injury report real quick. If you guys didn't see it from yesterday, do a quick preview and then talk about which quarterbacks we think could possibly be starting for the Washington football team next year. So the first few players, Marcus Baugh is out with a family, I think a death in the family. So prayers out to him. Dontrell Inman is fully practiced. Same with Terry McLaurin. They're good to go. So that is very good news right there. And then what's up, Daquavis? What's up, Infinite? What's up, David? So that's good news right there. Wes Schweitzer, who played really, really good against the Ravens, he's questionable, but he practiced fully on Friday. So an offensive lineman usually gut it out. So I think he's going to be able to play. Steven Sims on IR, out for at least 3 weeks. Greg Stroman out. Chase Young questionable. That's the big one right there. Hopefully he plays. Because you already know what difference that makes, especially against a player like Jared Goff. Fully practiced yesterday, limited on Thursday, and then Jonathan Allen is good to go. Cole Holcomb and Chase Roullier are questionable. So, what is your reaction to the injury report? What are you keeping your eye on?
I think the biggest one with the injury report is I think it's going to come offensively with Steve Sims getting put on that IR more than anything, because that cuts your speed down in half, and that was your viable number two option. So we're going to have to see what these young bucks can do. But like you said about Schweitzer, I think he'll gut it out. He'll be fine. They'll need him for protection as well. I think Marcus Baugh, you know, prayers out to his family and all that. But I don't think him starting or playing or anything like that was an issue to begin with. So I think that's a non-issue for this team. But yeah, as far as the injury goes, man, offensively, I wish we could have a healthy Steve Sims, but it is what it is, and that's the brunt of the force. Hopefully we'll see a lot more of Isaiah Wright in that situation.
Yeah, I agree. I think they gave Isaiah Wright. I liked Isaiah Wright what he did both weeks, but in the first week it was a lot of like screen passes, and they still did that in the second week, but he got a little bit more, different routes in there. So I liked that, and I think the offense is going to look very different with Kyle Allen versus Dwayne Haskins. Dwayne Haskins, he just didn't know the playbook fully. So, and that's not 100% his fault, limited offseason, but Kyle Allen has been in the system for 3 years, so he knows what's up. He knows what's up, and they're gonna do some screen passes to Gibson and them, but I think they're gonna get a lot of passes down the field as well. If you look at his highlight tape, he's got a lot of shots down the field, and he's also pretty mobile, which is nice too. But he does make some pretty bad mistakes occasionally, so that's going to be interesting. And he is not that good under pressure, so we got to keep Aaron Donald somewhat in check, because he's going to be a game wrecker. But if you can hold him to honestly 2 sacks, wouldn't even be that bad. Like,
No. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think you're right.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I'm just saying, like that's one of Kyle Allen's bugaboos is the fact that he was sacked 46 times last season
Yeah.
in Carolina, which was he played 13 games. That's 3.5 times a game, so almost 4 sacks. He's going to have better pocket awareness, and with this offensive line, I don't know if it offers that same protection as it did in Carolina. And then you did have Christian McCaffrey. You had Curtis Samuels. I can't think of the other young man who's a wide receiver out there that went to
DJ Moore.
But yeah, DJ Moore went to Maryland. So, I mean, he's going to have to be aware. He's going to learn to get rid of the ball and push it downfield and all that good stuff. But that's my thought on that.
The Rams are not necessarily the best team for him to have his first start against, just because they produced a lot of pressure with Aaron Donald. They got a couple other really good players on that line, and our interior is very hurt right now. I mean, Sheriff is out. He's been out for a couple weeks. Wes Schweitzer is questionable, and Chase Roulier is questionable. I'm pretty confident that Wes Schweitzer will play, but I'm really not sure about Chase Roulier because he just popped up on the injury report on Friday. So something random with his knee happened. So hopefully he's able to play. Because if he isn't, we'll see what happens. But Keith Ismail might play. The only thing, if Keith Ismail plays, he probably does have some good chemistry with Kyle Allen, considering he was working with the twos and so is Kyle Allen. So I think that will help him out a bit. So we're going to preview the game for, another 10 to 15 minutes, maybe a little bit more, and then get into which quarterback we think will be our quarterback of the future. So let's go to the Rams injury report. Really nothing major. Bobby Evans, an offensive lineman, he is out. I'm not sure if he's a starter. I doubt it. Micah Kaiser, really good linebacker for them. He's questionable. That would be really nice if he doesn't play. Andrew Whitworth is playing. Let's see. The only other player on the injury report is Troy Hill, who is questionable. So they are pretty healthy for this game. And we'll see. I think hopefully we can get at least one of the two out of the three players that are questionable for us. We got to get them to play, but especially Chase. Or no, we got a lot more than three. We got 4 players questionable. Cole Holcomb isn't a huge impact if he plays or if he doesn't, but he practiced fully every day. So, he probably does end up playing. Chase Young, questionable. We'll see. I really, really hope he plays, but I think they might try to be cautious with him. What do you think on the Warpath? Do you think he plays?
Yeah, I think there's an opportunity for him to play there. We'll see though. To be honest with you,
do you want him to play or do you want him to sit?
Oh gosh, well, the mixed and I've talked about this on my channel with mixed messages from Ron. I think that for the long term he should sit, but if you think you can win right now, I think he's going to play for that respect. I know that's not the answer everybody wants, but it's kind of muddled right now just with the decision-making process over the last couple of days.
Yeah, I mean, I want him to play, and I think, if Ron goes out there, doesn't play Chase, doesn't play a couple of the offensive linemen who are questionable, doesn't call the timeouts at the end of the game, that's going to be really questionable on his part. And if Kyle Allen goes out there and stinks up the joint, that is going to reflect really poorly on Ron Rivera, especially if it's not just this week, but it continues into the next couple weeks. I think that's going to look really bad on Ron Rivera. And I guess he'll have one more quarterback with Alex Smith to see what he can do if Kyle Allen struggles. But yeah, we'll see. What do you think? Do you think it falls on Ron Rivera decision making if Kyle Allen doesn't produce?
Oh, absolutely. It's 110% him. He said it that he would take the fault for it, in his press conference earlier this week. So if he isn't, if Kyle doesn't pan out, and I really think this is just a push to get Alex Smith out there now. They on my channel, one of our guys said that we'll probably see him before Thanksgiving now, or on Thanksgiving. So I really do think at the end of the day that it's going to be Alex is the long game in this one, but Kyle just gives them an opportunity with the familiarity. And I'm still floored by this. I get mad every time I think about it with Ron, because this is the most inconsistent.
It'd be like, what would really be a good situation? This is probably best case scenario for us. Let's say Alex Smith comes back, right? Let's say Kyle Allen doesn't look good, but we're still winning a couple games. They put they put Alex Smith in. He looks really good, or not really good, but how he was playing. Good enough to win games. He plays pretty well, and he gets us 6, 7, maybe 8 wins. Maybe we win the division, maybe we don't. And if he plays good enough where he can be your starting quarterback for the beginning of 2021, and you can draft a quarterback to sit behind him, like Trey Lance or someone, I think that wouldn't be that bad of an idea, especially if you think you can still win games with Alex Smith. Because if Alex Smith plays like he did in 2018, which honestly, he didn't play that good. He can probably play better. He was in a new system. He was still learning it. So I think you can probably win the division with Alex as your quarterback. But I still would have liked to stick with Dwayne for a couple more weeks, because I know this is off topic, but if you were gonna bench him, you should have benched him after the Browns game, because he threw 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. He cost you that game. And then against the Ravens, he didn't play that bad. He didn't play amazing, but he didn't play terrible. And I just didn't agree with that decision to bench him after the Ravens game. I think, I would have liked to see him play at least the Rams and the Giants game, because if he loses you that Giants game, then that's that is probably bench material right there if he loses against the Giants. But I still, you're pretty much giving up on him, and by demoting him to 3rd string, that trade value goes way down.
Oh yeah. People have been talking about trading this and trading that, trying to find pieces to build this team up. I'm like, well, who's going to want to trade anything but draft picks from this team? We don't have that capital. We don't have player capital in that sense. I don't get it to that point. But like you said, against Cleveland, he should have been benched. After that, going into Baltimore, it should have been that. That's the straw. But we can blame that on Dwayne, but that defense needs to learn how to stop people too. I'm not passing blame off on Dwayne. I'm just being straight up with people. And you can go back. The All-22 tape does not lie. We saw it. He stares down people. I mean, he could he could legitimately get charges against him for stalking people, as far as how he would stare down receivers. It's that bad.
And I was watching, I don't have All-22, but I was watching someone break it down, and his reads are just terrible. He has wide open receivers all the time. At the end of the video, I'll probably link, or at the end of the stream, I'll link that video. But there's so many times he stares directly at a wide open receiver and then passes to someone else who, either isn't open or has a guy who's pretty close on him, and you're going to get a 2 to 3 yard gain max. But Terry, man, if Terry had a competent quarterback, he would be getting like 150 a game easy. Man, Terry, hopefully Kyle gets him the ball down the field a little bit more. That's the biggest thing with Haskins. In my opinion, it's his reads. His reads were it was not good. He had receivers open a lot, and you can't, especially if you're staring right at the guy for half a second, and you can't see that he's open, or you can't realize that he's open. That's just That's not good. That's not good. So, we'll see what happens with Dwayne. I really wouldn't be surprised if he ended up starting a couple more games for us at the end of the year. I mean, just throwaway games because Ron kind of said, like, if the Eagles and Cowboys were 4-0, 3-1, Dwayne would probably still be the quarterback. So once we're out of contention for the NFC East, 2+ games back, I would not be surprised if he puts Dwayne back in and, sees what happens. I don't know. What's your take on that?
I don't think he needs to show back up. I don't. He doesn't need to play another. He doesn't need to start in another game unless it's injury verse. I might as well just see Steven Montez at this point to see what he can do. If we're really talking about it, because you've already emasculated the kid in the sense of, this is your team. It's your job to lose, and we're gonna go down swinging with them. But then you at a turn of the hat in 4 weeks in, he couldn't make the reads in preseason. Why in the world was he starting day one? That's my biggest thing. If you
Yeah.
didn't believe in him, then you're not going to believe in him 4 weeks down the road.
Yeah. What's your take on Dwayne like I know this is silly. This is silly, but what's your take on Dwayne unfollowing Washington football and Ron Rivera, Kyle Allen, and just stuff like that? In my opinion, I'll go ahead first. I think I just like, why are you doing that? Like, why? Like, I know you're frustrated, but that just shows some of the immaturity. Like, the whole world is going to see that. And it's just like, it's not a good look. Like, especially you follow them before and you're just unfollowing them for them benching you. And, part of that, it's his fault. Part of it is his fault. A lot of it is him being in a terrible situation. But I really, really did not like that by him. And I know it's like silly, but I think it's a little petty by him. What do you think?
Oh yeah, it's a punk move by him. He wants to create more of a story, and that's what people are going to go for. He's had this social media problem. That's where I have a problem with is he's always in the social media. He's saying, "Oh, I did wrong, but I'm going to get better." I don't care about that. Show me on the field. I don't need you showing
Yeah.
me on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, all that stuff. I want to know what you're doing on the field. I want to see you putting in the work on the field. Don't apologize to me because that's empty to me. So like he needs to follow that LeBron mentality of just cutting off. Act like it's the playoffs in the NBA. Cut off social media throughout the regular season and be about your business. More people were on him about how much money he spent for Bentley. I'm like, that's his money. Like,
Yeah.
I don't care if he wants to buy a nuclear weapon with it. As long as he's not dropping it on my house, I don't care. At the end of the day, if he wants it in his backyard, let him have it in his backyard. It is what it is, man. But yeah, I think it's petty. And I think it's unbecoming of him. And it gives more people like 1067 The Fan, the Washington Times, people who are really against him to begin with, more fuel to the fire. And I think that kid, because if you look at the Washington Post and the Athletic, they are pro Dwayne, but they are too mildly objective towards him. But those other Grant Paulson was on top of it yesterday. He was saying all this crazy stuff about him. So, but it is what it is, man.
Yeah. Yo, Gunner, I appreciate the donation. He stares his receivers down like I stare at the buffet. His
Yep.
mechanics and accuracy are bad. That needs to be fixed before he can master a new system. Yeah, he stares receivers down, and he can't make the right read, which is just like that's simple stuff. That is simple making a read, especially when a guy is wide open. That's simple
Right.
stuff, and you got like that is just, and that's not coaching.
Nope.
Making a read, it's you watching. You have to
Mm-hmm.
know you have to, you know, um, watch the film. I mean, he knows. Like Scotty said earlier, he said he didn't stare receivers down. And then obviously he watched the film and he admitted that. But there was knocks on him. He wasn't watching enough film, and I mean, I guess that's evident in his play because staring receivers down and not making the correct read. And again, appreciate the donation. And last thing on Dwayne, at least for a while, if we do trade him, what do you think we will get in return?
Probably elephant peanuts, pretty much. You know, I mean, I don't know any pro team that would be in their right mind that would trade anything of actual value. Probably like maybe a 7th round pick, 6th round pick. You're not gonna get anything for that. I think you know, I mean, I don't even think Bill O'Brien would make that trade, and that's saying a lot.
Yeah. Scotty, thank you for the €2 donation or £2 donation. Yeah, I think we can get a little bit more just because he was a first round pick 1 year ago. So I think we can get not much. Some people are saying third. I don't think a third. I think we can get a 5th, maybe a 4th round pick, someone like the Steelers, because the Steelers might what?
I said, "Oh gosh, yeah." I think that's too high, man. I really do.
I mean, I just like he isn't. You can tell he was put in a terrible situation. I think we can get a 5th round pick. A few of the beat reporters are saying we can get anywhere from a 4th to a 6th round pick. We'll see. I think there's gonna be teams that are like teams. Let's say like the Steelers, Saints. These teams that have quarterbacks right now that they have a couple more years, maybe even the Bucks that are willing to take time to develop. I think they're willing to give up a 5th round pick. But yeah, moving on. Let's go ahead to our game predictions for this week, and then we're gonna start to talk about and keys to victory, and then we're gonna talk about quarterbacks we should go after. So, what is your score prediction for this week?
Let's go. I think it's gonna be closer. What's it? Rams are 7-point favorites. I say it'll be. I think it'll be 27-23 Rams.
Rams. I have us winning.
Okay.
Just because I think if you think about this, they had no idea Kyle Allen was starting until Wednesday. So, and they don't practice on Monday and Tuesday. All they do on Monday and Tuesday is they do rehab. They do some game planning, and the coaches all they do on Monday and Tuesday prepare the game plan for the other team. So right on Wednesday, when the news came out, they had to scrap that whole defensive game plan because Kyle Allen and Dwayne Haskins, they aren't really remotely close in my opinion. I mean, this year, even though Dwayne Haskins lost like 20 pounds, in my opinion, he was a little bit less mobile in the pocket. Kyle Allen, though, if you watch his highlights, he can move around in the pocket. Even though he gets sacked a lot, he is able to move around in the pocket and make a deep throw. And I think our offense is overall going to be a little bit better with Kyle just because he knows the system, and we're going to be able to unleash the full offense. We haven't been able to do that lately. And again, Scotty, thank you for the donation. Appreciate it. But we haven't been able to do that. Like you saw the Ravens game. It's all screen passes. A couple shots down the field, but with Kyle, I think our thing's going to be a little bit different. I think our offense is going to be a little bit more down the field, and we'll see. I think Gibson's going to get more touches overall. And the Rams, you look at their 3 wins. They beat the Cowboys, who are 1-3, but they should be 0-4. The Cowboys should be 0-4. They beat the Eagles, who also should be 0-3-1 if they weren't playing freaking Nick Mullins against the 49ers. He played terrible, and they barely beat the Giants. They beat the Giants by 8, but the Giants were going down the field and they were at like the 20-yard line, and they were about to score, and Daniel Jones threw a pick. So their 3 wins are not against good teams. And I think that Kyle Allen's going to give you a spark, at least for a couple weeks. I think we can beat the Rams. They just haven't showed me anything special. And when you score, I don't know what the score was of the game. What was it? Do you remember the score or no?
Which game?
The Rams Giants game.
17-9.
17-9. You score 17 points against the Giants defense, who, they played okay, but that's part of just them not the Rams defense or offense not playing well. And I think we can score I think we could score. Let's see, my prediction, I'll say 20. I can't remember what I said in my video. I think I said 27-24, probably gonna be 24-21. That's my prediction. Yeah, I think it's gonna be close. We have to start out fast, and our defense has played well this year when it comes to yardage wise. Like I think they're I saw that, Adam. I think they're like top 10, but and the offense, of course, has put them in terrible situations, but they have to get a red zone stop sometime. Like that's the biggest knock on this defense because they've been put in just terrible situations. They've been missing Chase Young for the last couple weeks, but the offense keeps turning the ball over. They get the opposing offense gets the ball at the 30. You're gonna have to hold them to a field goal once in every 3 times at least. I mean, how many red zone stops have we had this year? I can't remember one. Like I seriously can't remember one. Maybe we allowed a field goal or something, but like it's not been like I think actually the only time it's happened is at the end of the Cardinals game and at the end of the Browns game when they were just running out the clock. So we haven't gotten any red zone stops, and we have to do that. And yeah, we'll see. I think it's going to be a close game. I'm really, really interested to see what Kyle Allen does and how the offense looks in general. It's going to be very interesting to see. And yeah, how do you expect the offense to look under Kyle Allen versus Dwayne Haskins? Oh, we lost on the warpath for a second. He should be coming back in here for a second. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. Everyone drop in there. I'll answer some comments while we wait for him to come back. What do you guys have as your score predictions? Yeah, Adam, I saw that. Yeah, not a good look by Dwayne. Here, let me add on the warpath back in. Okay, you're back.
Hey man, sorry about that. My phone's about to die, so I'm sorry if I drop off.
You're good.
And but I think you might see a more fluid offense with Kyle Allen, hopefully. But yeah, I think you'll see more where he's going to hit more targets, somebody that's going to read the field a little bit better. I think but one thing you need to do, you need to establish the run. I need to see Antonio Gibson running the rock. Because you're going to be without Sims, so that means it's going to be Isaiah Wright, Dontrell Inman. These cats are going to have to step up and do their thing. So, I think, and it's going to depend on the line play and how Aaron Donald is phased out of this in the trenches. If you can phase him out, you've got a great opportunity to win. Kaiser was on the injury report.
Yeah, like Micah Kaiser.
Yeah, he's like their leading tackler, isn't he?
He's pretty good.
So that gives you opportunities there for to be hopeful in that. But I don't know, Pedro. It's just like I'm so confused on how this team is going to look going forward, especially tomorrow, because Goff, and I hate to shift it, but Goff, he can have really good games and he can have really bad games. This is an opportunity for him to have a really bad game. So
yeah, if Chase plays, I think Goff's gonna struggle. AM Hunter, thank you so much for the $5 donation. Seriously, look at our linebackers and safeties this game in coverage and tackling with tight ends. Tyler Higbee and Gerald Everett. Spooky game, 30-29 skins. Yeah, I appreciate the donation. And yeah, that's going to be an interesting matchup because they've got some sneaky good tight ends. Gerald Everett is decent. And Tyler Higbee has like 13 catches this year, 3 touchdowns. He's been a, good red zone threat. And, we struggle against tight ends. So We'll
Yeah.
see what ends up happening. I really, really hope we can win because, hey, 2-3, you go 2-3, you go against the Giants. That's
Yep.
3-3 right there. But man, that Browns game was killer. That is killer. Not only for Dwayne because he's probably starting. He's probably starting if they end up winning that game. And we're 2-2. 2-2 versus 1-3 is a big difference. Is a big difference. Okay, do you guys want to continue to talk about the preview of the game, or do you guys want to talk about potential quarterbacks of the future? And again, appreciate the donation, AM Hunter. Thanks for always coming in here. So yeah, just let me know in the chat, and we'll go ahead and talk about that. Whatever you guys want, QBs, future QBs, or the preview. Let's see. QBs. Okay, everyone wants to talk about quarterbacks. Okay. And I'll make a video on this too this week. We'll see. Depending on how we play. So I'm gonna go ahead. We're gonna do this. Yeah, can you paste that one more time? 1,000 subs, but we're gonna talk about 3 different options, okay? One is going to be potential guys on the roster right now. So Alex Smith, Dwayne Haskins, and Kyle Allen. The next is free agency, and the next is draft. Real quick, Burgundy and Gold fan all day. My guy, thank you so much for the $10 donation. I appreciate it, man. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Man, thank you so much. Thanks for always coming in here and supporting. And you already know, go ahead and check out Burgundy and Gold Fan All Day's channel. On the Warpath is always on there. Everyone's on there. You can go on there if you want, and you go ahead and just talk about the Washington football team, whatever you want. And it's very fun. Go ahead and subscribe to him. Burgundy and Gold Fan All Day. Go ahead and put your link in the chat. So again, I appreciate it. And yeah, let me know, guys. So let's go ahead and which category do you want to start on the Warpath? Free agency, draft, or on our roster right now?
Let's go free agency, and my little issue that I told you about is about to happen. So
Okay.
I'm gonna switch over, and I'll be back. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
So free agency. There's, I'll go. Okay, on the Warpath is his battery died, but he's gonna get back on here in a couple of minutes, real quick. But let's go ahead and look at 2021 quarterback free agency. Quarterback free agency. Quarterback free agents. Sorry. Oh, that. Okay, let's see. And let me read the chat real quick. And yeah, hopefully they do get you a birthday win tomorrow, man. That would be a good present. Okay, so there's a couple obvious quarterback free agents. You've got Dak Prescott, Cam Newton, let's see, RG3, I'm just kidding. Mitch Trubisky, Andy Dalton, Jameis Winston. Is that it? Let me see if you guys see any other names. I saw one other one that was interesting. Jacoby Brissett. Okay, so those are 3 right. I think there's not too many great options. Yo, Gary, real quick, Gary Blum. Thank you so much for joining the channel member. And yeah, I think I'm still editing that and switching that up. Trying to add things to it, but I think I'm gonna do like I've been doing. I've done it a couple of times having fans on there, but I think once a month, kind of like what Ed does, anyone who's a channel member can come on here. Gary, I appreciate it. And you guys still have those emojis. So I'll give you guys 3 options. Who do you want? Order in the chat. 1, 2, and 3. Dak, Cam, and Jacoby Brissett. And again, man, Gary, thank you for becoming a channel member. Just let me know real quick in the chat and go ahead and sub up Burgundy and Gold Fan all day. But yeah, let me know in the chat and then I'll give you guys my take. Wait, shoot, I forgot the numbers. I meant like order your top three, like 1, 2, 3. So your best three options. Let me know. Sorry, that was my bad. I didn't specify. And Philip Rivers. I forgot that one too, but I don't know about Philip Rivers. Sorry. So someone said Cam. Yeah, just let me know in the chat like your top three options. Cam, Dak. Either the guys on the roster or drafting a QB. Wait, who was my two? Two was Cam, right? One was Dak. My number one option is most likely on free agent wise is Cam, and let's see the new comments. 1 Cam, 2 Dak, 3 Trubisky. So the reason why I say Cam, just because I think he's going to be cheaper than Dak, and obviously has the connection with Ron, and he's playing really, really good this year so far with the Patriots, and I think if we had him on our team this year, I think we win the division easy, 8, 9 wins. But I think next year with our defense, continuing to develop, and also what's it called? Adding a couple weapons, our offense is still developing. I think we can win 10, 11, 12 wins. Okay. No problem on the Warpath. Remember, go ahead and check out his channel. You put the link in the description. But yeah, Dak or Cam, we'll see. One of the two. Brissett wouldn't be terrible, but I just don't know if you can really win at the highest level with Brissett. I think you can win a Super Bowl with Cam and maybe even Dak. I don't think you can do that with Jacoby Brissett. So I don't know. I don't think Cam's gonna stay on the path just for the reason that they're not gonna want to pay Cam 25-30 million dollars. They're not going to want to do that. So and also if we can steal Dak from the Cowboys, like if the only option is have Dak on our team or he ends up on the Cowboys still, I much rather have Dak on our team just because the Cowboys would be irrelevant if that happened. They would be pretty bad, and Dak would be okay. I mean, on our team, we could do some damage. So that's my take. Rather have Cam. He's doing pretty well this year, but wouldn't be upset with Dak. I really wouldn't. He's been okay. Jameis, no, I don't want any turnovers. So that's it right there. Those are the guys that I would look for in free agency. And here's why. If you can get someone like Cam, is why, unless Alex Smith ends up being a baller or coming back and being all right, the reason why I'd rather get a free agent is because a quarterback, a first round quarterback, unless you're drafting top 5, top 3, after that it's like a 50% success rate. It's a 50% hit rate. So not only is it a 50% hit rate, but also you are delaying your I would say delaying your rebuild by 2 years. Infinite said 1 Dak, 2 Cam. So I think just go after free agent quarterback. If you can't get the top 3 that I said, then I guess go for the draft or another option. But so apparently it's going to rain like crazy tomorrow. We'll see if that affects it or not, depending on how much rain. Okay, so now on to the draft. Let's go. (2021) draft. So, I mean, we're not getting Trevor Lawrence. We're just not. There's zero. I mean, honestly, a team with 1 win the Jets might win 1 game this year. Seriously, they might. Maybe even 0. I have no idea. So, I seriously rather get um I think we're gonna be in position probably for the third quarterback taken. We're gonna be, you know, 7 to 14, 13. I think we're gonna get 6 wins ish. So depending on, we'll see where that gets us. But so the quarterbacks available. Let's go through the top three: Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, and Trey Lance. Those are the top three. All those options are great. Only thing I don't like about Trey Lance, real quick, Philip B, thank you so much for the $10 donation. I prefer the draft for QB. If not, Cam is all right if healthy. He is, yeah. Again, appreciate the donation. 1,000 subs. We're not going to be able to get Trevor Lawrence round one. Hey, Eric, the thing is, I think we can get 6 wins. Okay, we play the Giants twice. They are awful. We play the Eagles one more time. We can win that. And we play the Cowboys twice, who have been pretty bad as well. We can still get a win against them. We play the Bengals. We play the Lions. And then we play the Panthers at the end of the season. And a couple other games where we probably can get the upset win. I think 6 wins is definitely possible. I mean, it's not an easy win, I guess, but I think we can at least win one against them, at least. So Trey Lance, the thing with Trey Lance is he not only is his competition at where he plays not the best, but he also only played one game this year because of a showcase. So he's not going to have played football for like 16 months since you drafted him. And again, appreciate the $10 donation. But Trey Lance, I think if you can have Alex Smith as your starter next year, if he, assuming him or Kyle Allen, assuming Alex Smith is healthy. If he's not healthy, then you got Kyle Allen. But and if Alex Smith isn't able to play, then of course Kyle Allen. But I think Trey Lance is more of a developmental guy. Sit him for half a year and still be able to win with either Kyle Allen or Alex Smith. What's up, Patrick? Um, but Trey Lance just scares me a little bit in terms of, he's a kind of a project guy, possibly. There's a couple other guys. Let me see when this article was written. August 14th. Okay, I need to get a more recent one because July 23rd. Okay, right here. Mel Kiper. So his top five: Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, Trey Lance, Kyle Trask, Zach Wilson, BYU. He says he doesn't see these guys changing anytime soon. Okay. So let me read some more comments. Trevor Lawrence, Reverend Jordan. I just don't think we're gonna get Trevor Lawrence one. Okay. So let's go to the quarterbacks, and I want you guys to do your top three. Let's take out Trevor Lawrence. We're not going to be able to get him. So Justin Fields, Trey Lance, Trask, Zach Wilson from BYU, or another player you like. Yeah, he probably does regret not snatching Cam. Let's see what you guys think. Trey Lance, Derek King. Yep. All look like busts to me. I mean, we'll see. I mean, Justin Fields did play at Ohio State, and a lot of people are turned off by that. I still need to see more. Still need to see more tape on him. And yeah, sure, Ohio State quarterbacks scare me a little bit, but it could be a little bit of a new era with it could be a little bit of a new era with Ryan Day versus Urban Meyer, because Urban Meyer quarterbacks really haven't ever been that good in the NFL. But Ryan Day is new, and Justin Fields did play at Georgia for a bit, so we'll see. Let's see what you guys think. But dude, Gunner, Trevor's gonna be good. Trevor's gonna be good. Trey Lance, King, Fields, Justin Fields, Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, Justin Fields, Trey Lance, Derek King, Trey Lance. Trevor played in a week at ACC. Is he actually your cousin, King Sean? I mean, we'll see. We'll see about these quarterbacks. I mean, really, every quarterback, it just depends on what situation they end up falling in. So I think if we have a guy that can be a kind of a bridge quarterback like Tyrod Taylor, and maybe, Kyle Allen can be that guy where he can play for because Dwayne should not have played his first year, or at least not as early as he did with no reps. So that really killed him. Oh, okay. But those are the top five. I don't love any options. I'd rather have the free agency route. That's just me. I rather go after possibly, Cam, maybe Dak, depending on the price. But we'll see. We'll see. If we can't get any of those, I guess we'll delay the rebuild by 2 years. I still don't like that. But at the end of the day, that's fine. Whoever is the most accurate or mobile. I mean, I somewhat agree, Gunner, but it just depends on how we develop them and how we handle it. Maybe Ron can change that. I hope he can. Um, we'll see if Snyder, stays away. So far, he has. I mean, Haskins is his guy. Haskins is his guy, and he let Ron do his thing. So we'll see how long that lasts. But something I wanted to say earlier when On the Warpath was on here, I think the Dwayne Haskins, situation, like obviously some of the blame falls on him, and a little bit of it falls on the coaching staff. But at the end of the day, in my opinion, it's almost 100% on Dan Snyder, because Dan Snyder and Bruce Allen wanted to draft him. They drafted him when I'll give you guys my score prediction in a little bit. Let's see. Let me read a comment. What? Be smooth. It's not their fault. Fans were trying to see Haskins injured. Yeah. So what I would say, like, because Gruden did not want Haskins, but the owner kept on talking about how kept on pressuring him to play him. So, Jay Gruden was like, I keep telling you he's not ready. So you know what? I'll end up let's go ahead and play him. And then Dwayne Haskins sucks his first game. I mean, to be expected, had no reps with the first team and just didn't look good. And, he got better as the season went on, but, 2 to 3 different offenses in the first year. And this year, it's not Ron's fault that he has Dwayne, not his quarterback, not the guy he wants. But, Dan just did not put his guys, Dwayne Haskins, in the right situation. And I think if he stays out of it, that might help out a little bit. We'll see. I'm holding out hope. He's got the right people in the building. We'll see. We'll see. So yeah, those are the possible quarterback options. Again, rather not draft a quarterback because that delays the rebuild by 2 years, and yeah, and you're gonna sorry about that. You're gonna have to pay your defense in the next couple years. So don't want to have to end up losing a couple when our quarterback is starting to play well. So the last option, let's go ahead and go to our own team. So some people might not like this. Some people might not want anyone on this in this option about any. So your options are Kyle Allen, Dwayne Haskins, Alex Smith, or a let's see, or Steven Montez. Give me your best option out of there. Personally, I don't really like. Sorry about that. Personally, I don't really like any of those options. Let me go to this real quick. Don't really love any of the options. I mean, of course, this could change if Kyle Allen comes in and looks really good, or if or if Alex Smith comes in and looks good. Um, yeah, I mean, yeah, Jay didn't do good. So Kyle and Montez next year. Yeah, I'm interested to see what Kyle can do. He had some good spurts last year and he had some terrible spurts. So, and that was really his rookie year. He only played one game the year before. So I think he can learn from that and we'll see how he does this year. And maybe, who knows? Maybe he can be that guy. I doubt it, but probably. Yeah, Tao and Ho, I agree. Probably though, my guy is Kyle Allen. Trey Lance or Zach Wilson, he's mature, accurate, is under radar for sure. Yeah, BYU is doing really good. Um, yeah, I honestly want to. We already have our future guy. It's either the three we have right now. We rebuild. We'll see about what happens with Dwayne, but if we can get a higher pick, then let's go ahead and trade him because he hates us right now, and he might have. We'll see. Let's see. Let me read some comments. Our last good QB was Doug Williams. Yeah, the thing with Alex is he's taking up a bunch of cap space, but if he looks good and you think he can be that bridge quarterback, then I think 20 million isn't that bad. So no one really seems to be interested in that option. So go ahead and give me your top 3 options from all those options so you can go Cam Newton, Dak Prescott, any of the rookie quarterbacks, or someone on our team. Give me your top 3 options. Give me your top 3 options. I mean, Kirk was good at times. RG3 was amazing in 2012, but was never good after that. And Alex, he wasn't great. He was He was but he was good enough to win us games. That's the thing. So give me your top 5 options overall. My top 3: Cam, Derek King, Justin Fields. Dwayne is like a teen after getting grounded by their feet. Yeah, he is. Yeah, we'll see. Haskins are a rookie. I mean, Dak might want to stay in Dallas, but if he feels disrespect by them and they're not paying him, then we'll see. Yeah, we're gonna stream for like 10-ish more minutes. Want to hear your guys' opinion. Who you think your top 3 options are total? Let's see. Wait, I might have ended up hiding something accidentally. Teddy Bridgewater, he's on a 3-year deal. Yeah, draft 2 rookies. Dwayne sensitive. Oh, if we got Dak, we could easily win the division. Yeah, Bridgewater, he's on a 3-year deal. I mean, it kind of worked. I mean, Dak was okay. I mean, not Dak. Kirk Cousins was okay. I mean, he was good at times. He made the Pro Bowl, but he wasn't good enough, and our defense wasn't good enough. Yeah, Haskins just needed more time. Beller Watts said 1 Cam, 2 Dak, 3 Alex if he's good, 4 rookie. Yeah, I somewhat agree with that. I think maybe I think Cam's probably my number 1 option. I'm torn between rookie and Dak. I don't know. Dak just depends on how the contract looks. And same with Cam, honestly. Haskins only had 1 game in his last 6 regular season games. Yeah, I mean, Haskins, I mean, sure he passed. I mean, he had some nice throws against the Browns, but he also had 3 interceptions. The thing with Dwayne though is just like I absolutely like you I'm fine if you struggle, but you got to show at least that you can do something. Something. Like he didn't have he had 1 or 2 okay games. Like no, he had a couple of decent games, but he only had one 300 plus yard game, and he didn't even play that great in that game. Kyle Allen has had some pretty good games. If that gets released, it's not about interceptions. Just inaccuracy isn't horrible. It is horrible. So okay, someone says stat predictions. Let's go ahead and do some stat predictions. Let's see. Okay, so let's go Kyle Allen. This is gonna be interesting. I'm gonna go. Ooh. Let me check the weather real quick. I want to see how bad it's gonna be. Appreciate it, Oscar. I want to see how bad it's gonna be tomorrow. Um, oh yeah, isn't there like a hurricane or something? Not gonna be in Virginia or DC, but it's gonna be near. Let's see, Sunday precipitation. Oh yeah, it's gonna be terrible. Ooh, that's gonna be interesting. Their run game's good. Our run game's all right. I believe this was Haskins last time in Washington uniform. Yeah, the weather's gonna be bad. So Kyle Allen, let's see. I'm gonna go. What's up, Eric? I'm gonna say it's gonna be interesting. Since it's rainy, we're probably not gonna pass much. It's gonna be hard. I'm gonna go ahead and say, 16 for 26. Let me see what percentage that is. That's too high or low. 16. I'll go 16. No. I'll go 18 for 26. 18 for 26. That might be a little bit too high. I'll go. I mean, how many? 18 for 27. I think we'll throw a little bit more. 18 for 27, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. That's what I'll say. Trevor Lawrence, Trey Lance, Zach Wilson, Haskins. That's true. Kyle Allen, 11 for 17, 210. Yeah, I think he's going to have 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, my take. But, if the weather is that bad, they might not throw up much at all. Yeah, last rainy game, that was funny. That was funny. It was like 9-0 or something. Yeah, Bryce Love's on IR. Probably going to be out for a few more weeks. But, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, we might not pass that much, depending on how hard it's raining. All I have is the weather on Google. It's not showing me how hard it's gonna rain, but we'll see. It's gonna be interesting. Okay, now on to let's go Gibson. Let's go. What do you guys think about Gibson? I'm gonna say this is gonna be interesting because if it is super rainy, I'm gonna say 14 carries for. I'm gonna say 15 carries for 68 yards, and a rushing touchdown, and then I'm gonna say 4 receptions for 39 yards. So I think he's gonna have 100 yards total. Yeah. We'll see how Gibson does. The only reason I'm not saying he's gonna get 100 yards rushing is just because I don't know how many carries he's gonna get. He just hasn't. They've only been giving him 9, 12 carries. So if they give him 16, 18 carries, then sure. If they give him 18 carries, he might be able to get that 1,000 yards, or not 1,000 yards, 100 yards. But yeah, we'll see. But I think he's gonna have a good game. So yeah, I think that's a good prediction, Am Hunter. 1570. Yeah, that's pretty much mine. Apke's gonna play, yes. So now let's go on to Terry. I think Terry, this might be we'll see. I don't think he's gonna have a great game. Even before you guys were talking, before I found out about like the really bad rain, I didn't think he was gonna have a great game just because he doesn't have chemistry with Kyle Allen. He's on or Jalen Ramsey's on him, so I'm gonna say 5 catches, 64 yards. 5 catches, 64 yards. So that's 13 yards a catch. Not terrible. Yeah, Apke is just man. I mean, he hasn't been that bad of a coverage guy this year, but his tackling has been terrible. Philip B, thank you so much again for the donation. Um, will I be live? I think I will. I think last year I wasn't for a couple of the picks, but I think we'll see depending on where we're drafting. Maybe not for the first round. We'll see. We'll see. I think it's a good idea. It is far out, like you said, but I think that would be a good idea. I think that would be cool. Get my live reaction. And yeah, again, thanks for the donation. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Let me know if you guys would like that. Yeah, I think Curl should get some more playing time. I mean, he's been getting more and more. Again, thanks for the donation. So if Allen is good, we could win the division. I mean, I think yeah, 7 wins wins the division. No, not 7 wins, possibly. Um, possibly wins the division. Who is that QB in the green? Crew will always be there, and we need him. So now let's go on. Yeah, Apke has not been good. So we'll go ahead and do. How many sacks do you think we get? So I'm gonna say if Chase plays, I think we get 4 sacks. I think if he doesn't, probably goes to 3 or 2. I think Shadow of Death Trey Lance might have played quarterback in college. Not sure though. 3 sacks because of the wetness. No rumors on Earl Thomas to Washington. I mean, there's no like you can get a half sack, like a player can get half a sack, but a team overall can't get half a sack. So you can get 4 sacks, you can get 5 sacks, but you can't get half a sack for a team overall. I mean, Alex Smith is gonna have to finish the game unless you put Logan Thomas in there. Um, yeah, we'll see about Collins. I'll give him a little bit more time. We'll see. No problem, Dominic. Let's see. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, the thing is though, with the weather, if they're not passing the ball much, then we don't have many opportunities to sack. So I'm gonna go for a few more minutes, and then we're gonna end the day. Appreciate everyone for coming in here. Didn't stream yesterday because it was my birthday. Doing some other stuff yesterday at night, but today was free, so we are second in the league in sacks. Yeah, but we haven't gotten many after those first couple of games. I think we're gonna keep it close. I really do. I hope we can, especially if it is rainy. No, I will not go live for the game. I like to kind of get my own reactions before I get the before I post a video, but maybe one day I will. We're just kind of doing some stat predictions, 1,000 subs with no videos. Appreciate it, guys. But yeah, any other questions you guys have before we call it a day? I'll give it a couple more minutes. Yep, I do hope we win the game tomorrow too. Let's see. Any other questions? It's gonna be a good game. It's gonna be a good game. Let's see. Appreciated Aquavis. Chase Young 10 sacks. How do I highlight your name? That? No. Yeah, Gavin. No one has, but he could be the first. He could be this first. Oh yeah, score prediction. I said I think 24-21. I think that's what I said. I might have said 27-24. I do have us winning. I think it's going to be a good game. Chase is questionable to play, so hopefully he does. Talon Ho. Hopefully he does. Any other questions you guys have before we call it a day? Sure, I can highlight your name. Do you guys mean this? Yeah, I mean it's gonna be raining, but hopefully it's not super, super hard. I mean, what I just checked from 11 till 11 p.m. plus, it's supposed to be like 90% or more of rain, so it's gonna be an ugly day tomorrow. Star, I said 27-24. But maybe 24-21 if it's super rainy. Wait, was I pronouncing it right or wrong? Chase plays only if they hold him out. Yeah. He definitely wants to play, but we'll see. We'll see. Let's see. Any more? Oh yeah, Aaron Donald's gonna have a good game. Especially if Chase Roulier is out. I think Wes is gonna play though. I really do. I think he's gonna play. Let's see. Any last questions? Okay, so again, thank you guys for coming in here. It was a great, great day, a great stream, and hopefully we get a win tomorrow. And yeah, I'll see you guys after the game. We'll have a post-game reaction, and we'll see what we do after that. Okay. Okay, thank you guys. Star, I said my prediction was 27-24. Sheriff is probably gonna play next week. That's my guess. See ya, Philip. Thank you everyone for coming in here. I appreciate all the donations and the support. Peace.